traders, and welcome back to Shifty FX. What we have for you today is a discussion regarding my trade management, or should I say poor trade management this week. Essentially what's happened is I haven't lost 5%. I potentially had 5% on the cards that I just threw down the drain. Okay, I'm ending up with a break-even week just due to emotions and poor management. Like I said, 6-7 years in the game now, and we still have episodes like this. So let me jump straight into it, get to the charts. What you'd see is in the outlook we discussed on Sunday, and we wanted to see market open. I think it's about 4 minutes 30 in to the outlook video that we wanted to see market open on Monday, sweep the previous week's high, which it did, giving us a close to the downside. Once we got that close to the downside, our bias was set for the week. We understood that external range liquidity was taken. We could now target internal range liquidity, giving us a sell bias for Tuesday, Wednesday coming into the week. Okay, with that being said, I was on GU and I understood that market hasn't exactly given us evidence of strong market closure, but DXY being our leader and GU being the lagger in this instance, I was quite happy to go ahead with the buy. So what did we see coming into Wednesday morning? So Wednesday morning, well, essentially Monday we saw a rejection, Tuesday tapping into the fair value gap, not exactly in our premium range just yet. If you have a look over here, we're still trading within discount within this range, allowing me the possibility to ride up a bit of momentum, perhaps tapping into this daily fair value gap, this overlapping order block, who knows. But what we did is understanding what DXY was telling us, we could come into GU with a buy bias mentality. Okay, GU had news spike in the morning. Same thing I reiterate every morning is we look for our PD arrays. And if you look at the most recent video we did on our daily bias and power of 3, you would see this is how we look for our trades. So we have our 2 standard deviations. Market trades under the midnight open, taking liquidity, obvious sell side liquidity, and giving momentum to the upside. What is our immediate draw on liquidity? Previous day's high, and then market had potential to run higher. Okay, I saw this big fair value gap that we could have rebalanced, and generally just taking 3R. Now, what's happened here, unfortunately for me, is, like I said, emotions got the better of me. I have a distinct swing, break to the upside, creating fair value gaps, and I have a change in the state of delivery, which is exactly where I executed my trade from. Okay, executed the trade, hidden below this low over here, and market pushed in my favor, inverting this fair value gap. And at this point, I needed to get away from the charts, and understanding that news was incoming, I didn't want to risk the potential of getting slipped severely. So what I did is at this point I moved to break even. Just didn't want to risk it. I've lost an account before with the FTMO due to this issue back when they started. So it is a psychological thing for me having to go through that again. So market unfortunately came, tapped in, and ended up hitting my take profit. So that was a break-even trade for me. Unfortunately, it happens. This one I felt like was out of my control a little bit, just given I didn't want to risk the possibility of this spiking through and slipping. But USD Swiss franc was one that got to me as well. This was completely my fault, given that I hadn't taken a trade, a winning trade for the week. There was also red folder news coming in again, but shouldn't have influenced it so much. And what I had a look at here is, if you see, on Wednesday, we had a strong push away. We've tapped into this overlapping order block. Okay, and I was quite confident with executing based on how the previous candle closed, hoping to ride that momentum up, but with a bit of uncertainty. So I went for the relative equal highs here. You'll see a swing there to a swing over there, and I managed to get in the trade. Okay, how I go in this trade, Same formation underneath the Asian range. There's a 1 hour fair value gap over here. Once the first tap is taken, that's tapped into a fair value gap. That's generally my rule. I want to see it tapped, taken, and then good to go. You'll see market gives an engulfing candle. Yes, you could say it's inverted that fair value gap. I just want to see momentum. So we have a sweep, okay, close to the upside, showing that we have a breaker formation on the lower time frame, most probably, with this low being taken by that. Push to the upside, engulfing candle, instant execution, and I hid my stop behind here. Now, what I managed to do here is, and again, quite frustrating, I have my immediate swing. I don't necessarily move my stop like this, okay? It's just when there's red folder news, I tend to do it. Whereas I'm trying to preserve capital in these instances, and taking an unnecessary loss because of a news event just isn't something on the cards for me. So what market did is it came up to this swing over there, good momentum up. And at that point, I was like, well, I'm going to move into break even. Carry on with my day, head to the gym, hit a few golf balls, do whatever I need to, and then come back to the charts. And unfortunately, in that time, I did suffer a bit of drawdown, pullback, stopping at, taking my stop loss, and ultimately heading off to take profit. Now, this was a 2-hour trade. GBPUSD was a 3-hour trade. I'm sat here now this week with, I would safely classify it as minus 5%. That's as easy as can be. These are my bread and butter trades. This is how I look to trade, under or above the Asian range, given what the previous day said. And unfortunately, I've missed these executions. But yeah, it happens, unfortunately. I just need to figure out how I'm going to control myself leading into the new week, what I'm looking for going forward, and how I'm aiming to capitalize on movement the week ahead. What I would do is I'm going to wait for Friday to close off and see how the week closes. This is giving a good indication. We've taken 2 weeks lows over here, closed above. If we get a strong bullish close, this would be my immediate target, targeting this swing high over here for the week forward. What we haven't seen yet is good displacement from this fair value gap. Okay, we saw a great reaction. Market failed to continue with that momentum. So it's giving me an idea that we might see market push a little bit higher. And while we could be doing that, is potentially coming below here and maybe at this time taking out these weekly lows into this weekly fair value gap. But they'll be discussed in the weekly outlook. All right, traders, I hope you've had a better week than what I have. I will catch you on Sunday for our market outlook and potential setups. Have a good one. Cheers.